today's show, we've got the infamous Bluegill Chuck with us
Well, actually,
today.
it's the famous Bluegill Chuck.
Oh, the famous. All right, I started it out wrong, so.
I told you how I became famous, didn't I?
No, you didn't. Tell me.
Well, my wife was in the hospital, and I had a jacket on that said Bluegill Chuck soft baits on it.
Okay.
Or fishing baits, whatever. And the nurse came up to me and says, "You're not the famous Bluegill Chuck, are you?" I says, "Yeah, why?" And she said to me, she goes, "My husband fishes with your stuff all the time. Can I get a stealthy with you? He's going to love it." You know? So that's how I got the title, the famous Bluegill Chuck.
There you go.
So, anyway,
That's how it started, huh?
that's how it all started.
How about that?
Yeah.
If the fish only knew. So,
Yep.
so you've been obviously part of the Musky Tails family here for a couple of years, kind of working with us.
No, I've been here since the day before you opened up. If you remember right, Bill Hauser, which works for Cisco Foods, told me there's a guy down there
Okay.
that's opening up Musky Tails bait shop in it. Go up there, take your stuff up there, and see if he wants it.
Okay.
And I came up here, and I thought it was pretty cool. The whole place was a great idea and everything.
Yeah.
Good location.
Yep.
And I helped you out, put some walls in and things like that. And then I brought my baits in here, and I've been here since then.
Yeah.
I mean, on and off, I've been around here, but
Right. Yeah.
considering it, whatever.
You obviously know the area. You've got some history of fishing here in the waters.
All my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been fishing the chain all my life, and I've seen it good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
And right now we're in a good cycle. Right now, where the fish are big, and 3 years ago they had that hot summer when it was 110 degrees for like 3 days. It killed off a lot of the fish in the lake.
Okay.
Now it's coming back. The cycle's coming back around where they're getting big again.
Okay.
And the fishing right now is probably the best it's been in 10 years.
Those cycles that you talk about, are those, is it every 3 years or so roughly?
It
that you
all
go
depends
through
on the
cycles of
weather.
Size?
Depends on the weather.
Okay.
So I would say the thing that has the most to do with it is the temperature really has a lot to do with it.
Okay.
What happened when it got so hot that summer, you lost the oxygen in the water, and a lot of fish died off.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And you lost the oxygen because of
The heat.
the heat, and just
Right.
weeds dying and things of that nature.
Oh yeah,
or-
exactly. That's exactly what it was.
Okay.
Right. So.
And then when you talk about the size of the fish, somewhat cyclical and stuff, whether it be
Well, right now you're getting bluegills up to 10 inches right now.
Okay,
It's pretty average size.
And does it happen with bluegill and crappie at the same time, or are
Right.
they all different,
Right.
different
Yeah.
cycles?
Yeah, exactly. The thing that 20 years ago, the chain was loaded with yellow bass.
Okay.
And the people used to come from hundreds of miles to fish the chain of lakes for the yellow bass. And what happened is they had some kind of, I don't know if it was a disease or whatever, one year they all died off. There was like truckloads of dead fish on the shorelines around when all the yellow bass died off.
Okay.
And now they're starting to come back again. It's going to take a while for them to come back, but you're starting to catch yellow bass now.
Yeah. It's a great fishery, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you on the chain a lot, or other waters around here, or where do you spend your
I
time?
fish everywhere. My favorite lake to fish would be Delavan.
Okay.
Second is Lake Geneva, and then third would be by Pistaki Bay.
Okay.
And all the channels are good here too.
Okay.
These lakes right here, we used to come up here ice fishing, first ice on Channel Lake, and fill up a 5-gallon bucket in a half hour with bluegills.
Mm-hmm.
Not like that now, but it's the problem is they keep the water too low in the winter now.
Mm-hmm.
With the waterway. Actually, it's the Army Corps of Engineers that keeps the water down low.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
it's called water retention, they told me.
And that's a problem for fishing because?
Well, what it is you have, when the weeds it brings the ice down and the weeds die off. You want the weeds to live a little longer and then the fish stay in the weeds
Okay.
for the oxygen.
Okay.
So, yeah.
They typically bring it down, around this time or early November, I think. But yeah.
Well, this year the water was high for a while because they had
Rain.
a lot of rain in their
Fall. Yep.
Actually, the last 2 years have been terrible with the rain on here. You should know that.
Right. Oh yeah.
You've been flooded. Last year they closed the chain down 3 times,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the first time ever it was actually closed where you couldn't put a boat in it 3 times last year.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to hurt your business a little bit, doesn't it?
Well, when there's no wake, there's less people out and stuff, but we still have the events and tournaments and things of that nature.
They can't launch your boat and fish.
Oh yeah, it limits it. Yeah. But you can't. There's always going to be a setback of some sort, whether it be the weather or other things that you can't control. So you just got to go with what you can. And
I hope the cycle this year is going to be great.
Yeah, hopefully the fish are growing. So.
They're looking at good weather right now for ice fishing. Ice fishing is going to be really good this winter.
Yeah.
My gut feeling.
Sure, yeah. It always seems like it's a craze, there's so many people.
Yeah.
I never realized how popular the ice fishing is until we opened up here, actually.
Ice fishing is like the way that all the fishermen can talk to each other without getting mad at each other.
What do you mean?
Well, if you're in a boat, you stay back 50, 75 feet. You don't talk to another person.
Right, yeah.
But if you're ice fishing, you fish right next to this guy. You can talk to him.
Yeah, right.
It's a social thing.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of times you hear the phrase "first ice" of fishing.
First ice is the best
time. Yeah.
First and last ice are the best.
Okay.
Right when it's getting dangerous towards the end, it's the best time to fish.
Okay.
When it's dangerous in the first.
All right. Oh yeah. Well, when it's dangerous, then that's what we're promoting, huh? Nice. Do you have a preference, summer fishing versus ice fishing?
Actually, ice fishing is probably my favorite because I'm a concrete guy, actually a retired concrete guy now.
Hey.
But I want to be retired, let's put it that way.
There you go.
So all winters, they pour concrete all summer, and I have the winters open. And that's pretty much how I got into ice fishing so much.
Okay.
Because you get the winters off and you work all summer.
Okay.
And that's not how I started fishing, but that's why I'm into ice fishing more than... Actually, I like all kinds of fishing. Summer, winter, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, in today's world, you got a lot of the technology which makes it easier in the ice fishing because
they've got everything now. You got electric augers. You've got shelters that are you damn near as warm as your house.
Mm-hmm.
But you put a little heater in it.
Right.
They have a sonar. You name it, they've got everything. It's a whole nother. To get outfitted up for ice fishing, you got to have a lot of money.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to do it.
Sure, you see a lot. Yeah. A lot of equipment to get.
Yeah. The sonar is not cheap.
Right.
So.
And you and I were talking technology a little while ago with our phones as we were just messing with them. And you and I are not technology guys. No. So are you old school with this?
Old school.
Yeah.
I'm high touch, not high tech.
Okay. That's how it goes.
High tech.
Okay.
So.
Do you find that the ice fishing, because I know obviously you've got some baits here today and stuff, but do you find that
new baits.
The ice fishing colors are completely different than the preferred open water colors? Or?
Yeah, actually the water's clear in the wintertime, so the colors, you could vary them quite a bit.
Okay.
In the summertime, it depends on the water, how clear it is. Like Lake Geneva, you got clear water, so different colors work better.
Mm-hmm.
But on the chain, they get all the boaters out there that are zooming around. They stir up the chain and they create a wake.
Yeah.
It's not that the water's dirty; they just stir up the bottom, the silt on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And the chain is probably one of the cleanest. I think it's one of the cleanest water, whatever you want to call it, systems around, because what happens like all this rain we had, it flushes the chain out.
Okay.
Every time it rains out, the chain gets cleaned out, and all that water and all the yucky stuff that's in the chain goes down the Mississippi River and out to the ocean.
Okay.
So that's where it ends up.
I did actually read something that was interesting, and it was a book, I forget what it was, but the history of the area, and I understood that the chain was formed from the glaciers and all that, which was interesting. Yeah, it caught my attention.
They come all the way through that. Why do you think the gravel pits are so popular this end of the Illinois and into Wisconsin? Is because that's where the glacier came through and left all the deposits of stone.
Oh, okay. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. Okay. And, well, ice fishing will be here. maybe in a few weeks, maybe a month, but
1 week.
1 week. Well, we'll have ice, but not necessarily the safe ice. But that's when you want to be fishing.
That's the best time to fish. Ice is if you have a good ice cover, you fish all winter long, every day. You know, it doesn't really matter. You know.
Yeah. Well, will we see you out there in a week, or are you going to let the more risky guys go out?
I'll be somewhere out there. When it gets 4 inches, I wait till it's 4 inches.
Okay. Which is safe. They say 2 inches is...
No, 2 inches you can get on it. If you're a little guy, you know.
Correct, that's what I'm saying. But but 4 inches is safe.
Right.
Yeah.
4 inches is pretty safe for anybody.
Right.
Including me. I can jump up and down on the ice and I'm not going through.
All right. We'll test you on that sometime. So you and me both out there in the shanty. So I don't do a whole lot of ice fishing, but so we talked a little bit about the colors with baits and stuff like that. What about sizes of baits? Is it different in the winter versus the summer?
Smaller profiles in the wintertime is better. The smaller the better sometimes, and sometimes you want a bit. I make a lot of different soft plastics, right? 50, 60 varieties.
Okay.
And certain ones are better than others. Certain colors are better, but usually when you go ice fishing, you want to bring the ensemble with you.
Okay.
In other words, you want to have a variety of colors. I'll give you an example. I was on Spring Lake, and I had my underwater camera underneath the water.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm watching the screen on the camera, and I drop down purple. I drop it down. It's just a regular tail. Drop it down. The crappies come up there, and then they look at it, and then they go. They just back off and leave.
Mm.
Well, it's not purple, so I took red out, put red down there. Usually red, they nail it.
Mm-hmm.
Put red down there, nothing. I go, what the heck? I'm going to try white. I tried white, glow white. They come up and look at it like they're going to grab it. I'm talking, there's 1,000 crappies in this bank.
Mm-hmm.
None of them are interested. So I switched over to what I call the clown, which is a clear fleck, which is almost the color of a minnow, like a shiner minnow.
Mm-hmm.
I dropped that down there and bam, they hit it.
Okay.
And then I looked over at Steve and Lucas, the guys I was fishing with, right next to me, and said, put on the clown.
Mm-hmm.
They put on the clown. That's what I call the clown.
Yeah.
And we just nailed them big
really?
time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I've seen some of your pictures that you've brought through with just the slabs laying out there.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of them. So.
Yeah, millions of fish.
Yeah.
Over the years.
Yep.
Yeah, I started fishing with a friend of the family when I was 15 years old. He got hooked on it.
Okay.
And I fished the Mississippi River, and I used to tie flies. And then I'd fish the Mississippi in the summertime, and I'd lose all the flies I made. And then all winter long, I'd make more flies.
Mm-hmm.
And they came out with plastics. This was back, 30-some years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Mr. Twisters they came out.
Yeah.
I tried those things, and these are great because they don't cost a lot. If I lose them, I don't care.
Right, yeah.
The hooks are easy to make. So I started fishing with plastics, and from that time on now, it's the big market right now, soft bait.
Right.
That's if you want to catch a lot of fish, soft bait.
Okay.
If you want to catch fish, you use live bait.
Okay. Yeah, I know sometimes when I have people in here in the shop, you talk about you love fish, people using live bait a lot.
2 to 1 easily, no problem at all. 2 to 1.
Yeah.
Okay. And well, anyway, that's like kind of the history there, the fishing and that.
Yeah.
And I go through periods where I'm obsessed, but I can't. I got to fish every day, every night, and then I'll slack off on it for a while.
Okay. And how long has the true business been, I guess, going then in terms of Bluegill Chuck?
Oh, Bluegill Chuck soft baits, and I make custom ice rods. I make custom fishing rods.
Uh-huh.
Pretty much, my specialty is custom ice rods and soft baits.
Okay. And how long ago did you start all that?
Oh, it had to be like the rod making 12 years ago, and the soft baits probably 7 years ago.
Okay.
They had started, somebody that I know was making the stuff decided he was going to raise his prices up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to charge you more money for them. So I thought, well, how hard can this be?
Okay.
So I bought one mold. Now I've got 50 different molds. I've got hundreds of molds, but some of them I have 10 of one mold.
Okay.
And I got hooked on it, making it. It's fun making it. is fun making a lure that you could make it and catch fish on it. It's amazing what those things do. And what I do is I have an underwater camera and different baits in it. And I would get from the mold guy. I would have him send me samples.
Mm-hmm.
The samples I would go fish with. If they didn't catch fish, I didn't buy the mold. Sure. So I've got 50 molds that I've proven they catch fish, every one of them. I fish with them. I switch around and all that.
Okay.
Certain lakes like certain things better.
Okay.
So
you don't actually create the mold then?
No, I buy the molds made
buy
up.
the mold that are
right.
All right. Okay.
I had a couple of them made up. I had a couple molds where I told the mold maker, I want you to do this.
Okay, so. Right.
And then he would make it up, like my chuck bug. He made my chuck bug up.
And that's kind of what I was thinking. Is you
right. I told him what I
right.
wanted, and he made it up. Now that one there, I knew it would work.
Mm-hmm. Is that why it's called the chuck bug?
That's why it's called the chuck bug.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Crappies just slam it.
Okay.
But I've got ones now that are probably just as good, if not better, than the chuck bug.
Right.
You know.
And we've got a wall full of, several hundred of your baits out there, a variety of colors and everything. So it's pretty much every.
You don't have every one I have.
No, we don't.
At one time, you had pretty close to it.
Uh-huh.
But what I try to do is I try to rotate from summer to winter.
Okay.
So certain baits are real good in the summer. Certain baits are better in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got 3 baits right now that they're brand new molds. They're brand new molds. I got the teeny, the meanie, and the ISIS.
This is top secret information for everyone watching, then, huh?
These are not only a few guys have these now.
Okay.
And I've taken these. Actually, the teeny right here. I've taken this one right here to other bait shops and the guys look at it and they say I went up to Delavan to John and Brad up there, and John takes the thing, goes, oh, these things are great. Dumps the box. I take the whole box. He took my whole box.
Oh, really?
Make them all over again.
That's good. Hey.
But the teeny is a real small wedgie tail is basically what it is, and it's got a little ball on the end of it. So, like if you're using a tungsten jig, a 3 millimeter, you can even go down to a 2 millimeter tungsten jig, and put this bait on it. You don't need any waxy or spike or nothing like this, because this is probably smaller than a spike, but it's got a hairline tail on it. So when you're down there, that thing, even if the water there's hardly any current, that thing's going like this, and that's what the fish hit. They hit that.
That is a small bait.
That flibbery thing. And I've got it in all the colors, and some certain colors are better than others. There's guys that strictly swear by red. The Chain of Lakes bubblegum is probably one of the best colors on the Chain of Lakes is bubblegum.
Spring, summer, or
all around.
Okay.
Summer, yeah.
Yep.
But this is like an ice bait for ice fishing. And there's the clown right here. It's just a clear with a fleck in it.
Okay.
That's the clown. And then I've got fluorescent. I've got glow ones also, but I didn't bring any glow ones. I've got a glow white with me. But that's basically what you got there. Now the meanie is the same thing as a teeny. The only thing is it's 1.25 inches long.
Okay.
And it's the finest wedge tail made. In other words, this thing is when it's in the water. If a fish swims by, this thing will be going like this.
Okay.
I mean, the action is unbelievable. It's actually the smallest wedgie made on the market right now that anybody sells. And the guy that I bought the mold from, he won a fishing tournament when they first designed this mold in Michigan. Out of 1,000 guys that were fishing it with this bait.
Okay.
This is an award-winning bait. So. And that comes in all the colors, and that, naturally you got the bubble gum. That's Chain Lakes bubble gum. They love bubble gum.
So every bait comes in pretty much every color.
Yeah, I got like 11 different colors in there. This one right here in the summer, last year and this year, I had the Assassin, which is 1 3/4 bait. It's 1 3/4.
Yep.
So they come up with a mold that's it's 1 inch long. It's still got the flabby tail on it. It's called the Ice Assassin. This is a proven bait that works.
Okay.
The fish just can't resist this thing, and There was more fish caught on the assassin this summer than any other bait I've got.
Okay. And that's the popular one right now then, huh?
This one here is this is a new mold. I just got this, a lot of guys haven't fished with it yet because I've only had it 1 month.
Okay.
So
let me ask then, so some of the molds you said that, they're kind of molds that are made up and you kind of buy the mold.
Right.
Are there other companies in the soft plastics world?
There's a lot of guys that can do it. You could do it.
But are they using the same molds, obviously, right?
If they want to buy it, they can buy it.
Right,
You could buy the same thing. You could do the same exact thing I'm doing.
Okay.
And it's sometimes it's labor intensive.
Right.
I don't look at it that way.
Right.
I look at it, I'm having fun.
You're enjoying what you're doing.
I enjoy what I do, and it's not like to me it's not a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather sit down and make bait than pour a sidewalk or a patio.
Okay.
Because I'm done with that stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm done with
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, you don't have to worry about me making baits because Bluegill Chuck sounds better than Bluegill Kurt. So, so it'd be a crappie Kurt, but I got to catch one first. So
you know what they call that in Texas, don't you?
What's that?
Crappies.
There, you hear it a lot of different ways. Yeah. So with crappie and with bluegill, do you have a preference of fishing for one or over the other, or
it all depends. Actually, like at Pistachio Bay, I catch both. I get block crappies and gills in the same thing.
Okay.
And sometimes walleyes will be mixed right in them and everything.
Okay.
For prestige, a huge bluegill has more prestige than a huge crappie. There's a lot of big crappies on the chain.
There are, yeah.
So it's not like as if you're catching something that nobody else, can catch. But you get a huge bluegill that's a 1 pounder, let's say, that's this big. That's a trophy.
Okay.
For around here.
Right. I was gonna say, and roughly how lengthwise, what's a 1 pound bluegill going to be? 12 inches? Or?
Yeah, the ones out of Lake Geneva are about 1 pound or 12 inches.
Okay.
And a guy come up to me on Lake Geneva, and he says, in Williams Bay, he says, you want to see a true 12-inch bluegill? I know guys lie about it all the time. Oh, there's a 12-inch bluegill. And I look at it, that's not 12, that's only 10.
Okay.
Or that's 9.
Right.
They think it's a 12. Well, he had a 5-gallon bucket, and I looked in the bucket, I said, that's a 12-inch bluegill. The nose was touching one end of the bucket, and the tail was curled up the side. The bottom of a 5-gallon bucket is only 10.5 inches.
Right.
So that was a true 12-inch bluegill.
Yeah.
And
you don't see them all that often.
No, not often. You have to really know what you're doing to catch one of them.
Right. Now, when you hear the term panfish, bluegill, crappie, pumpkin seed, all those kind of fall under the panfish.
Perch.
Yeah, I was going to say, what else is
you got
there?
yellow bass, white. Yellow bass and white bass are kind of, to me, are scavenger fish. I'm not thrilled about them.
Okay. Will they hit this type of stuff
Oh, yeah,
too?
definitely.
Okay, so you'll catch all kinds of fish, panfish.
I can catch everything. I've even caught musky on soft plastics. I was fishing on Matthews, Lake Matthews, and it was in the springtime, and I've got my boat sits low to the water, so I cast it out. I'm catching crappies, and I'm pulling the crappie up, and right on its tail was a huge muskie come up there, come out of the water and hit the boat, and he was chasing the crappie down.
I was going to say, he's
and on Geneva, I've caught bluegills on Geneva where I'm reeling in, and a northern will come up, a huge northern, grab that bluegill and won't let go of it. Okay. So I'm fighting a bluegill and a pike. And the guys, it's so clear, the guys in the other boats out there going, you got a big pike on there. I says, I got a bluegill on there too. So that's fun.
Yeah, it is. That makes it entertaining.
And then what happened is that at that particular time, the pike let go of the bluegill, and I got the bluegill and it had teeth marks and it was bleeding. I took it off and says, here you go, you can have them.
Okay.
I threw him back, the bluegill back, it was all chopped up. He did, that's how hard that pike held on to that bluegill.
Right.
He sunk his teeth in the bluegill.
Oh, sure.
Didn't want to let go of it.
Yeah.
So muskies will do the same thing.
Yep.
So,
yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, that's
what about the ice fishing rods? Tell me a little bit about that stuff. I guess what makes the difference from one rod to another?
I wish I would have brought something with me, because if I would have known this was going to be on camera, I could have impressed everybody with it.
Man.
Anyway, what it is I have a passion for ice fishing.
Okay.
So I started making ice rods, and I'm always looking at mine, how can I make it better?
Okay.
So I started, I take it, when I build an ice rod, I don't just take it, just glue together a bunch of parts, and it's done. I take the handle, I take a piece of wood, I turn it on a lathe, I turn that out, I engineer that. Then I take the blank, the fiberglass blank or whatever blank I'm using, and then I get my guide space in. I rebuild the whole rod, do the wrapping on there, and I do a custom butt wrap on it so it looks professional when it's done. And then I completely epoxy coat the whole thing so the whole thing's epoxy coated, so that you can, if you drop it in a snowbank and forget about it, come back the next day and get it, it's not going to hurt it. Sure. It's all completely encapsulated. It's not going to hurt the wood. It's not going to hurt anything.
Okay.
And right now, I put a number on every one that I made. In other words, I started out with like 54, 100.
Okay.
And right now, I'm 56, 300, around there. So I've made a couple thousand fishing rods since I started doing it. And those are world famous.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Good stuff.
No, they are. I had a lady come in there, and she was from Florida. And she says, "Oh, these things are beautiful." She bought 2 of them. And I says, "Well, you're not going to fish. Those are for ice fishing. You're not going to fish in Florida for ice fishing." She says, "Oh, no. These aren't for fishing. These are for wall decor."
There you go. Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
So she spent damn near $100 for 2 rods.
You got a niche. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was funny. I tell a lot of people that story.
Start selling your stuff at furniture stores as an accessory. So.
Yeah. It's kind of an expensive accessory.
Yeah. Well, hey. Now, with the ice fishing, with that in mind, what's kind of a price range people should expect for ice fishing rods?
I'll tell you, my ice fishing rods, I try to keep them retail. The panfish size ones and that kind of stuff, right under $50 if retail price. In other words, what if they were in here, what you would sell them for, and you mark them up a little bit, but the guys don't mark them up a lot, so they mark them up to right about 50.
Okay.
Custom rods under 100.
Okay.
For panfish, for whatever. I make an awesome 9-foot crappie rod, like for the springtime, and that's $87.
Okay. Yeah. We've had that stuff here.
Make it out of a fly rod blank.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what else do I got? I make bass rods. I try to stay away from musky because musky rods, the Chinese people can make those things so good, and you know how pricey they are. So if I go to buy a blank from the manufacturer that makes the blank, I'm going to spend probably $200, $250 for a good blank. By the time I get the guides, if they want titanium guides or if they want a special handle on them, I'm damn near $800. I can't sell a rod for $800. When you could buy a Pima or whatever they call it, for Puma, which are really good rods for the money, for less than $200.
Yeah.
I don't know, what do they get for one of those?
Yeah, probably $150, $250, somewhere in that range. So
for a top shelf for $250.
Right. Yeah. Some of the
St. Croix are like $500 for a St. Croix.
Now St. Croix makes ice fishing rods too, though.
Yeah, but mine are better.
Okay. In what way?
They're just more durable.
More durable. Yeah.
Everybody's had a St. Croix one. They're nice. Don't get me wrong. They're really, really good. But mine I use fiberglass blanks on them. In other words, you could have a sword fight with mine, and they're not going to break. Okay. They're not. And I never get a complaint. I've had people come back and say, "Oh, this thing broke. I had a fish on it, and it broke." I said, "No, it didn't." I says, "I'm going to fix it. I'm fixing it for nothing. Rebuild the whole thing and fix it for you."
Something.
No, I closed it in a car door.
Car door,
That's tip. You only break the tip off.
Sure.
Halfway that far down the tip. But you could see where it was crushed. It wasn't broke.
No tricking you. Well, you fixed a few rods. I fixed. And I says, "Well, next time," I says, "don't lie to me." I said, "I'm going to fix it for nothing. It's my guarantee. As long as I'm alive, it's guaranteed. If I'm not around, it's not guaranteed anymore." There you go. Just no lying. No fish stories either. Or no, you'll take those, right?
No, I don't care about the fish stories. Everybody talks about them. No, you've got guys that they try to bullshit you.
Okay.
And you can't bullshit a fisherman. I mean, they know the difference.
Sure,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
They're used to doing that.
Yeah.
So.
Are you all geared up and ready for the ice fishing coming
I
up
always have stuff ready.
You are, yeah. Okay. And even with product and stuff, you got enough of?
Yeah, I've got probably 3,000 packs backed up.
Do you really? Yeah. Okay.
They'll be by Christmas. Most of that stuff. The biggest time is first ice. If that's why I'm praying for first ice, because you get first ice, and my stuff from first ice to Christmas, everything's just like
it goes quick. Yeah,
it goes fast.
Yeah. Okay. We better stock up our shelves here quick.
There you go.
As far as as far as the ice fishing, I know there's a few tournaments and things that go on around here during the winter months.
I try to get involved. I don't fish them.
Right, exactly. But
I try to get, if I can help somebody out or get involved in it. I'll sell plastics if they want to do that. Sometimes I donate stuff to them.
Yep.
And but I don't fish the tournaments.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like amateur hour.
Okay. Yeah.
They all have fun doing it. Don't get me wrong, but what you're going to do is. When they have the big tournaments that have big payouts, these guys are professional fishermen. They come from all over, and they start pre-fishing a week in advance.
Right.
So,
yeah. We host the North American Ice Fishing Circuit.
Right.
Here,
There's a lot of guys that are real good fishermen. The guy that won on Delavan, they have tournaments every year, at least 2 or 3 of them. And last year, my soft plastic won a tournament.
Okay.
And then it was a blue fleck one, where the biggest blue, they take 5 pan fishermen, the biggest 5 wins. And the guy that won it was from Green Bay, won it on a blue fleck, a deep blue fleck wedgie that I make.
Okay.
The reason I know what he used, he contacted the shop up there. He wants 500 of them.
Oh, okay.
He bought 500 baits is what he bought, because that's what he caught them on. He swears that's what did it.
Right.
And then the year before, it was at Bait Junkies was up there, and they won it. I think it was with a clown. They won it. The guys won it with a clown on there. I don't know who. I know when you have it up here, because I hear about it when they come up here and fish that tournament last year when he had it here. I heard when he stops places and the guys buy hundreds of dollars. The guy buy $200 worth of my soft plastics to have the full ensemble. Because if all of a sudden you start catching fish and they find out the blue fleck wedgie or the blue fleck ice assassins catching fish, they got them.
Okay.
So that's how they do.
So we better get some of the blue fleck in case a big order comes.
I think we got some up there.
Nice.
I think you got something up there. It's a blue. This one right here. Okay. A little bit of fleck in it.
Yep.
That one right there.
Smallest wedge.
Smallest wedge he made.
So you've got, obviously we have them here. You sell them by Rob in Twin Lakes. What other bait shops around do you?
Just a triangle. I don't. Okay. I had them in other bait shops and but believe it or not, there's only a few that are decent guys. So I just keep it. I'm not trying to corner the market, put it in 100 bait shops and be the number one guy. I sell it on select bait and tackle locations. In other words, you're good here. Greg at the triangle's good, which he's pretty close to you, but not that close. So he's not really that much of a threat between here and there.
Convenience is what we have, yeah.
Right, and then I'm in Twin Lakes. That's where I have my shop in there, and then Delavan. Okay. And that's it. That's enough.
Okay.
When you're selling stuff, it
keeps you busy and you enjoy it.
It keeps it spread out. Where they're not right on top of each other.
Correct. Yeah.
Like they opened a Fleet Farm on Highway 50 in Delavan.
Okay. And
they've got the largest fishing department that I've ever seen.
Okay. Yeah.
It's only 2 miles from the bait shop in Delavan, and it took 25% of his business away.
Oh, really?
From there.
Okay.
So the big box store comes in there, they can hurt you. You don't have that problem here.
Sure. Yeah.
The Walmart down the road is not going to hurt you.
Well, yeah, and it's far away anyway. But yeah. So and you don't want to be in too many places because then you won't have time to fish as much. So.
That's exactly it. I don't do this to make money. I want to make money to pay to cover my cost and all that.
Right.
Put money in my pocket, but I'm not trying to get rich on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's about what it is.
Any new baits coming out for next season that you have?
Oh, I've got
or
stuff.
Are you always,
I'm
yeah,
always
so you're
looking.
always trying to do that then, okay? Yeah. So
I've got stuff in there. Always looking for new colors. I've got a setup for the winter, which I don't have it here.
Mm-hmm.
I've just built it's a like a shadow box. It's got a UV light in it. I can put my glow baits in it, samples of the glow baits,
Mm-hmm.
and on top it has the glow baits. But when you walk in, that thing will pop right out. And you'll see the glow baits.
Okay. That's a good idea.
All that. What do you see it? I'm almost done with it.
Okay. Yeah.
That's my new idea. My
Okay.
new thing that come out.
Well, with that being said, talk about glow baits in the water then. So how are they?
The glow baits you fish at night.
Right. Okay.
The fishermen fish 24 hours a day.
So a purple wedgie or blue wedgie or whatever, is
Yeah,
it going
you
to
could
work
use
as
it.
well as a glow bait at night?
Use a glow bait wedgie at night.
Okay.
What it does is it has super glow powder in it, and they come in like 4 different colors.
Okay.
You got red, green, blue. I think they have orange. I think I got orange.
Okay.
What else do I got? White.
So you can do okay.
So
it could still be a dark blue color, just a glow of
right.
yeah.
Some fish are walleyes. I'd go with the blue glow. They like purple and they like blue and
Okay.
colors like that.
Okay. You catch a lot of walleye and stuff too then?
Oh yeah,
Do you really? Yeah. Okay.
by accident.
So yeah, so I was gonna say it's not just panfish and
Oh, last year the guys were buying my plastics and going out on Lake Mary.
okay.
First ice they went out there and they were catching keeper. They changed the size limit in Wisconsin to 18 inches. You
Okay.
got 3 of them for 18 inches. You cannot. It used to be a slot limit,
Mm-hmm.
14 to 18.
keep,
You keep 3. Well, it's not that. Now it's 18 or more. You're allowed 3.
Okay.
And that's in Wisconsin. On chain, it's still 14 to 16.
Mm-hmm.
You're allowed 3, but you're allowed a bonus fish to 1 over 24 inches.
Right.
So you could really have 4 fish on the chain, 4 walleyes,
Right.
but not in Wisconsin. Wisconsin, they made it. A lot of guys didn't like it. I think it's a great idea because they've been doing so much stocking
Mm-hmm.
of these lakes. They want all these lakes around the southern Wisconsin. They want them to be destination lakes for guys that. Destination lake. In other words, if you live in Hoffman Estates, you know right where you want to go.
Oh sure. Yeah.
So
I think nowadays the chain's kind of getting that reputation for the quality of fishing. With the fishery in
I'm
general.
telling you, the word will get out, and
It's out.
Things like Lake Link. The guys that post on Lake Link, they're sly.
Okay.
Because what they do is they'll say, they'll wait 2 weeks. Say, oh yeah, we just nailed a limit of walleyes over in Pistaki Bay and that. Well, they're not there anymore.
Yeah, the fish move. Sure.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can't believe anything you see on like Lake Link and stuff like that.
Yeah. So do you use the electronics then, or because you said old school?
No, I don't use electronics. I almost won a Vexilar on a tournament that was it was walk on water on Baines Lake.
Yep.
You ever hear that?
Oh yeah. Right.
It's a good. They didn't have it last year because the ice was not safe enough. But there's 200 guys out there fishing, and I
heard of that.
you only have to do. It's a donation, so I donated to get into it, and I bought some raffle tickets and stuff like that. And then I'm out there fishing. I got a 11 and a quarter inch crop, not 12, 11 and a quarter inch crop. The judge guy comes by and he measures it. Okay, right now you're winning. The prize was a Vexilar. I thought going to get my Vexilar for catching a fish. And it ended at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I think it was 1 o'clock. And the judge guy comes up to me and says, you just lost your standing. Guy just caught a 11 and a half. A quarter inch bigger than what I did.
Yeah.
So I go, damn it.
Yeah, that hurt, huh? So what you talked about the fish kind of moving, with you were talking about the posts and stuff, and people are 2 weeks behind and that type of thing. So when you go out not having the electronics and doing it old school, you have to find where the fish move to. So what are you doing? Just a lot of
Experience.
drilling?
No, experience.
Just from knowing where
I know
what
where
time
I'm
of
at.
year
I know where I'm at.
what the contours are and all
They
that.
didn't have electronics when I was fishing.
Okay.
But now they have electronics is a way to catch more fish actually.
Okay.
Because you can zero in on the fish on the water column there,
Mm-hmm.
right? Once I find them, I know where they're at.
Okay.
But to a guy that never fished before, the way they get to catch a lot of fish by get electronics,
Mm-hmm.
It's cheating. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Just gotta
Everybody
know
I
how
know-
to use the tools.
Everybody I know has Vexilars and electronics and stuff like that,
Yeah.
GPSs and everything else.
Sure.
And I've had GPSs and stuff like that where I can find the same spot. What that does is good. The GPS is good for if you have a good spot,
Mm-hmm.
and there's say on Petite Lake, there's a brush pile. They found a brush pile, and that's where the crappies are.
Okay.
And at night, you get a snowstorm, you don't know where the heck you're at.
All right.
But the GPS will put you right back on that same spot again.
Sure. Yeah.
That's an advantage. I've got one of those.
So there you go. So whether it be open water or ice, if you're getting a couple of panfish and not getting a whole bunch of them, do you move spots to try and find a school? That's what you're looking for?
I move around. I know how to. What you get on them,
Mm-hmm.
you actually you slay them.
Right.
You go through, you weed them out, keep what you want to keep. What I do is I have a rule: 44 fish on a chain. You know why it's 44?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how many it takes me for an hour to clean in 1 hour.
Yeah.
44.
Yeah.
I can sit down and clean 44 fish in an hour,
Okay.
flay them all, and clean up the mess and everything. In 1 hour, I'm all done.
Okay.
So,
So you've timed yourself, huh?
well, I've done it enough. I know.
Yeah.
I know exactly. That's why. What's your limit? 44.
There you go.
Why 44? Because that's what it takes me to do in an hour.
That's a good start. I like that.
Yeah, that's the truth.
And then if you start to slow down with your filleting, you're going to have to decrease that number then.
Oh no, I give it. When I fillet fish, I do it blindfolded.
Oh, all right.
When you clean 1 million fish, it's just habit.
Sure.
I could fillet those things like there's bluegills, crappies, perch.
Yeah.
Walleyes are a little more. You can't fly through them too much. They have a lot of bones in it. You don't want to get any bones in it.
Mm-hmm. The crappie and the crappie and the bluegill taste very similar.
The bluegills are better.
Okay.
It's a little firmer meat. It's actually pretty close to each other, but the bluegills, it's a sweeter meat and it's more firm.
Mm-hmm.
I could take bluegills, and I got a recipe for this. It's a good one.
Bluegill Chuck's.
Bluegill Chuck's recipe.
Fish
What I
bake,
do,
yeah.
I take
batter.
a cookie sheet, bluegill fillets, no breading.
Mm-hmm.
And what I do is I take.
Let me write this down.
Yeah, write it down. It's pretty simple. Actually, you put a piece of tinfoil on a cookie sheet.
Okay, you can do that.
Put spray on olive oil so that the bluegill fillets don't stick to it.
Okay, I'm with you.
And then I lay the fillets out, and then I take zesty lemon seasoning, Weber zesty lemon seasoning. It has to be Weber because it doesn't have a lot of salt in it.
Okay.
So I coat all that stuff the best I can with the zesty lemon seasoning, put them in the broiler, and watch them. And when the water cooks off of them, and the water's cooked off of them, take them out. I can eat a whole cookie sheet myself. Delicious. And it's the best thing for you.
It's the new Christmas cookie.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea.
See?
Christmas fillets.
Christmas fillets.
Yeah.
'Tis the season, so very good. And then, we got the ice stuff going on. We got tournaments coming up, and then we're off to spring fishing again. But that's 4 or 5 months away at this point, which seems like an eternity.
Yeah, that comes. I tell you, once you get good ice out there, it's a straight fish right straight through. Because the minute the ice melts on the lakes, you're catching all the panfish in the channels and all the bays and everything. All the fish move right back in there. It's where you get your record fish.
Oh, all year long we get people fishing in the channel behind us here, just trying to pick crappie and bluegill up. So.
Oh, I seen them right back here. I think it was this spring. I seen them out there. They were just nailing them out.
Yeah, and they come and go. Yeah, sometimes they're hard to find, but
Well, I know where it is.
You know where they're at. Yeah, show me sometime. So, and then as far as the baits, you've got how many different molds do you have then? You said 45 or 50?
Let's round it off to 50 different varieties.
50 molds.
Probably maybe a few more.
Okay.
And then I've got up to 27 different colors that I could do. And if I do 2 color baits, it gets to be more. So if I made all my baits, every color, took every mold and every color,
1,000.
I'd hit off a couple thousand.
Couple thousand, yeah.
Easy, different variety.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and sometimes, that just gets to be too much. Or so you obviously know which ones, seem to work better in certain times of the year. And
I'll tell you, the best way to find out, the guys that are fishing with it, they'll buy something, and I get feedback. The next day, they'll come back and say, how many baits you got? I want them all.
Right. Yeah.
That's what they do. They want to buy them all.
Mm-hmm.
That way you know if it's catching fish.
That's what sells, yeah. Do you find that it's different from here to Twin Lakes to Geneva and all over?
Actually,
the popularity different?
Not really.
The style.
I had a bait last year that I call it the ice bite.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did is I took a wedgie and I put an eye on it facing down.
Okay.
Because crappies look up.
Okay.
So I made these, and I put a blood vein in it. So it's a blood vein ice spike bait.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you got any of those here or not. I don't know. But anyway, what you do is you rig it up with the eye facing down, and on Lake Geneva, on Trinky's area over there, they were nailing the crappies and bluegills over there with them.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't make them fast enough.
Oh, really?
They were buying them up there for about a 2-week period.
Okay.
That was the hot bait. It all depends.
Yeah.
Other guys said, "Oh, I didn't catch a fish with it then." You didn't fish it right.
Right. Yeah.
That's the ice spike. I was going to bring those with because they're really neat.
So what is it with soft plastics? You talked about live bait.
Well, the fish grab it, they're not going to let go of it because it's soft and it's scent infused.
Okay.
I put anise scent in it.
All the products.
Every one of them.
Okay. So there's the scent.
It's real soft and it's tough. So when fish come up to it, if they come up to a hard bait, they'll spit it right out within a millisecond.
Okay.
Well, this here, they feel that soft bait, they don't let go of it.
Okay.
And you hook it.
Okay.
That's the theory behind it.
Okay.
And what they do is every one of these are designed so they have flabby tails on it.
Right.
They move in the water, so that it's always got movement. If you're jigging it, they're going up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And the fish see that, and they can't resist something that's moving like that. They've never seen anything like that.
Okay.
Now, if a bait is real popular, the fish seem to bite it less and less. You switch baits over, and then they start nailing it again.
Okay. So if you are ice fishing with these, you don't just rig them and leave them. You do want to sit there and jig them.
Yeah, some guys will grab a beer and they'll sit down and put their pole down, and the minute they take a swig of the beer, their pole goes down the hole.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And if you got current too, that'll make a difference.
There's always a little bit of current,
So that helps with the movement of
right. That they can sit there and it'll. And what the bluegills do is they don't come up and just fly 90 miles an hour, fly into it and hit it. They come up to it and then they blow on it,
Okay.
And when that thing moves, then they nail it.
Triggers it, yeah.
Yeah, that brings the bite. That's pretty much how all fish are. They're curious, and then if it looks good, they eat it.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Very good. And we got to get some Bluegill Chuck T-shirts and some other things made up. So try and get the word out there for people to use more and more. So.
Yeah.
Well, we'll probably do some seminar stuff. So, if we can have you around for
I've got bucket stickers that if a guy buys 10 packs of my soft plastics, I give him a bucket sticker, nice vinyl bucket sticker. I got to leave some of those here, in fact.
Okay.
But I got to. No, I don't have them in the truck. I have to bring them and drop them off here.
Okay. And do you have a website?
No,
don't have the web. Okay. So
a lot of guys put my stuff on Facebook and stuff.
Well,
like
that's what I'm wondering is how does aside from the local tackle shops, if somebody wants Bluegill Chuck stuff, they don't buy them direct from you. They
word
go
them out.
to the
Just
local
like
shops.
if you're have something that's bad or a ripoff, the word gets out. Everybody knows it.
Sure.
The fishermen are like old women. They talk to each other.
Okay. Very good. Well, thanks for joining us here today. It was helpful having some information and some things that I didn't even know, like the scent and the soft plastics. I didn't even realize that. So.
And the plastisol I use is a real soft, but it's tough.
Okay.
In other words, it's not gooey, but it's not hard. Mm-hmm. They have soft plastics like for salt water that are real hard. I mean, the fish can tear it apart and it won't come apart.
Yeah, but it probably doesn't move as well. And
doesn't move as well. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the action that you need.
Yeah.
The fish hit the action of the tail. The way that tail is. That thing is flobbering around, and that's what attracts them.
Right. Yeah.
And the color, and the scent. Yeah. The combination.
And with all the baits you're getting for $1.50 or whatever the price might be, you're getting several baits in there, so it's not like
if you buy minnows aren't cheap anymore either.
Correct. Yeah. I know a place you can buy them.
What?
I know a place you can buy minnows.
Oh, they got minnows. Minnows. To certain guys, they like to sit down and put a minnow on. Mm-hmm. Grab their beer, set it down, and watch the bobber. Mm-hmm. The bobber goes down, they caught a fish.
Right.
But I don't fish like that. I jig down there, and I'll catch one, and I'll catch 5.
So maybe we do a contest with Chuck versus a live bait fisherman.
I guarantee I'd win it.
Maybe we'll get our social media guys to try and fish against you, and
there you go.
And do a contest out on the ice this year, and see who wins. That'd be fun.
Bluegill Chuck versus live bait.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yep, so, that's a guarantee.
That's a guaranteed win. All right, I'll fish against you on that one, and then you'll be guaranteed to win. Yeah. So, good deal. Well, thanks for coming around. Thanks for letting us have your product and being able to sell it. We do sell a lot of it. Obviously, through the summer months, people are coming in all the time and just grabbing a couple packs here and there and. We go through it, so it's good stuff.
I mean, you've got a fantastic location here, and not only that, Kurt, everybody likes you.
Hey,
I can't figure that one out.
There you go. Yeah, so
tell me
because I got Bluegill Chuck baits. That's why.
Could be. No. It's the honest to God truth.
Yeah.
I talked to. Kurt's such a good guy. We like Kurt. This and that and the other thing.
Hey.
I'm not
working hard.
I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I appreciate that.
But
that's the word on the street.
But that doesn't make you money, though.
No, you got to work hard for it. But a lot of good things going on, and hopefully we can do more and more with you over the years. So appreciate your time.
Like I said, I'll be around. I'm not going anywhere.
There you go. Well, good enough. Thanks for your time tonight, and we'll see you here in the store.
Appreciate it.
And thank you. Thanks for being on the show.
Like I said, you could do another one sometime, but I could do another one of these and bring a big ensemble of baits, and I can show you which ones would be work better.
Talk more about
which ones would work better for bass, which ones would work better for bluegill.
Absolutely, yeah.
If you wanted to.
Well, I'd love to. Yeah, we're gonna kind of do an ongoing series with all the podcasts, and more information. The whole idea is to provide education and information.
And the more people that learn how to fish with soft plastics, I will put a personal guarantee on it. They will catch more fish on soft plastics than they will any other way.
Okay.
So